Hey, yo everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video, and today we're going to be doing week 4 of my Andrew Cutter video game showdown. Now, for those of you that are new to this video series, basically this is a mini video series where each week I do a video game countdown to celebrate my love for video games. Because, see, video games are amazing. They can transport you to a world of fantasy, allow you to partake in a story. It allows you a great getaway. It's just, video games are awesome. And I've been playing video games since before I could remember, with my big brother up to now when I game whenever I get a chance. Like one commercial said, I'm a gamer from the womb to the tomb. Plain, flat, and simple. And today's video game countdown are my top 10 favorite Xbox 360 games. Now, I think it's no secret. Most people can figure this out. Is I'm a big Nintendo fanboy. I love Nintendo. A lot of my favorite games come from Nintendo, and the past 3 countdowns were celebrating Nintendo, Metroid, Zelda, and Mario. However, that's not to say I don't enjoy the computer games or the Xbox games or the PS3 games. And while I don't have a PS3 and while I don't play too many computer games, the only one I'm playing right now is DCU Online, I do have a lot of Xbox games, and a lot of them I do love. Now, whereas I do think Xbox was the weakest of the 3 next-gen consoles, mainly because most of its games could be played on the PS3. It had not many exclusives to its console, and the online was better for the PS3 than it was for the Xbox 360. Again, there's still a lot of games I love to death. So, I'm going to give you guys a countdown to show you which games I love the most. Now, there's 2 rules I have to set for this countdown. Number 1 is I can only choose one game from a series. For example, I can only choose one Assassin's Creed game. I can only choose one Fallout game. I can only choose one, I don't know, um, pick anything. One Mass Effect game, one Halo game. It can only be one game from a video game series. This is so I can free up a lot of spots for other games. Number 2 is because I have so many Xbox 360 games, I'm gonna give you 5 runner-ups that I love but didn't make it onto this list for whatever reason. Okay. I won't I won't spend too much time on them, but I think it's worth mentioning these 5 runner-ups. So the 5 runner-ups are as such. Um, Number 1, even though it wasn't that great of a game, I still enjoyed it. It was still fun. Was Wet. I know a lot of people are saying this game wasn't anything special, and I even said it wasn't anything special. But I liked the feel of the game. I thought the controls were fairly tight, and I liked the story for how cheesy it was. The next runner-up would be WWE 12. Really is the cultivation for everything that the WWE Raw vs. SmackDown series has done. Good gameplay, good character design. It falls into the same trap that a lot of the Madden games do, where it's the same game as last year, just with a few new features. But I do love this game, and it was really fun. Next would be the Blaze Blue series, particularly Blaze Blue the Calamity Trigger. Blaze Blue or Blaze Blue, depending on how you pronounce it. My friend calls it Blaze Blue, I call it Blaze Blue. I don't think it really much matters. It's a good fighting game which has a great art to it, great design, and it really just has some good gameplay. My favorite character is Vermilion Noel. Then Dante's Inferno, a game that I didn't think I was going to like, but I thought it was a good direction. It had a very serious and mature tone to the game, and I don't really care for smash up games, but this was actually pretty fun for a smash up game. I think it was more the atmosphere and the levels that did it for this game. And lastly, even though technically all these are ports, would be the Konami Classics Volume 1. And the main reason is because we got Castlevania Symphony of the Night. The Konami Classics Volume 1 was really fun, really enjoyable, really like these. You get Frog on here and you get Super Contra, although Super Contra is not as good as some of the originals, but still, really fun, really enjoyable, like that. So those are my runners up. I just kind of wanted to show you some of the runner-up games that I like. So, with that said, let's get into the actual top 10. Coming in at number 10, and I'll try not to spend too long on these, coming in at number 10 would be Fable 2. Now, I jumped onto the Fable series with Fable 2. I got Fable 3, I have yet to buy Fable 1. I'm sorry, Shame on me. But Fable 2. I thought Fable 2 was on a whole a good RPG. I think it had a lot of good decision based aspects to it. The story was fairly good, much better than Fable's 3 story. And on a whole, I thought the gameplay was pretty tight and really fun. If I do remember, my character was gun wielding and did magic. Believe so. I could be wrong. It's been a while. But it was a really fun game, really enjoyable. There was definitely faults to this game. I heard Fable 1 was the best of the series. I have yet to pick it up, so I don't know. But I really did enjoy this game, despite its faults. And I did think it was, out of the two that I played, Fable 2 and 3, I thought this was the best of the two. Really enjoyed this, and it's a game that I'd be willing to replay again and again. Coming in at number 9 would be Fallout 3. I picked out Fallout 3 way past its time. I picked it up maybe less than a year ago. So I think Fallout 3 came out in, let's see, 2008? Yeah, 2008. So I picked it up probably 2, 3 years after its time. But for what Bethesda was giving us, I thought this was a good story, a good gameplay. I like the VAT where you can choose things, and I've been watching some Let's Plays of this online. And it makes me want to replay this game. The only problem that I have with this game, Fallout 3, is the ending. That you have to download a patch in order to keep playing the game. I thought the ending was bad. But to have Liam Neeson as your father, hey, I'll take that. But yeah, on a whole, I thought it was a good game, and it really kind of had that 50s tone to it, and I like the 50s. I thought the 50s were cool. My favorite time periods within the past century or so are the 20s, the 40s, the 50s, the 80s, and the 90s. Love those five. But yeah, I thought it was a good game, good gameplay, and I particularly liked the atmosphere, and I liked it. It was a bold direction for the story. So Fallout 3. Coming in at number 8 would be Catherine. Catherine is a puzzle slash role playing slash relationship based game. I don't know if it's so much role playing, but that just blew me away. I didn't know I was going to like this game. I thought I was just going to be like, okay, I'll play it and see what happens. This game was really fun. You have to make some mature decisions, and it really does give you who you are as a person when it comes down to relationships. And there's no right or wrong answer. So don't feel bad if you feel like you're a little bit more chaos than law. But it was on a whole a very nice game, which had an interesting direction with the nightmares and everything, fun art design and decent graphics. The only problem I had with the game is I personally found it very easy. A lot of people saying that they think it's very hard. Not me. I found it very easy. And two is that it was kind of short. But it still is one of my favorite Xbox 360 games. Definitely a must pick up. And if you're wondering, I got the best Catherine with the C or K, whichever your girlfriend is. Wow. The Ultra Blue, the most lawful good, best ending, where you get married to the chick. That was mine. So coming in at number 7 would be Oblivion. Now everyone's all up on hoorah about Skyrim, Skyrim, Skyrim. Skyrim's fun and Skyrim's good, but Oblivion is better. The only thing Skyrim really has over Oblivion is the graphics and the character models. Oblivion is far better looking of a game, and it's just a beautiful game. But Oblivion is tighter gameplay, better stories, and I feel on a whole more content. Um, Oblivion, I did not go into this game knowing I did not know what to expect, and when I came out of it, I was like, that was good. I choose this over Skyrim any day. The only reason why I would ever play Skyrim more is because of the graphics are better, plain flat and simple. But Oblivion, I think, is on a whole better game. And you never know, maybe I might pick up Skyrim again and play it again. But I would go to Oblivion first. Okay, so that was 7. Coming in at number 6 would be Dead Space. Dead Space is a game that I was compelled to pick up because I was watching a Let's Play of it. I don't watch many Let's Play. I only watch Vash's Let's Play. He's on my channel. He's really actually quite hilarious and interesting when he plays this. And I watched him play Dead Space. I'm like, wow, this game looks pretty good. I picked up this game, and this was what Resident Evil should been after Resident Evil 4. Dark, action based, but it still had that suspense and that horror aspect. It blended the two together very nicely. Dead Space is just a great game. I went through with the plasma cutter upgraded fully. I never used anything else, just my plasma cutter, baby. I have yet to play Dead Space 2, sadly. I want to pick it up, but I have, oh god, I have 3 games in front of it, so I want to beat those 3 games first. But Dead Space, really, really good game. Blew me away. Graphics and story were great too, and I thought the Necromorphs were great enemies. So now we're coming up to the top 5. Okay, and remember what I said. I can only have 1 game from each series in my top 5. So we were just talking about Dead Space. Let's talk a little bit about Resident Evil 5. Even though I thought Dead Space hit it on the nail better than Resident Evil 5, and Resident Evil 5 did have a few things I really hated about it, I still liked Resident Evil 5. Um, my favorite points, this is what I liked and what I didn't like from Resident Evil 5. What I liked, Wesker was the man. Best betrayal of Wesker thus far. He looked badass. Great. 2, Sheva was actually an introduction of a great character, fun character, and when I play the game, I play as her. I don't play as Chris. Screw Chris, I'm Sheva. Sheva was a good character to be introduced. So, the gameplay was on a whole good, and if it wasn't called Resident Evil, it would be a good shooter game. Bad. It's Resident Evil. There was no horror. I was not scared. It was all action. 2, Wesker dies at the end. Spoiler, it's been out for what, 3 years now? Live with it. Which bothers me to death. I cannot forgive this game for doing so. That, and I felt as though the story was just a little cheesy. Just a little cheesy. Okay, very cheesy. But on whole, Resident Evil 5 was still a good game. I still enjoyed it. I still liked playing it, and I still replayed it every once in a while. You know what I didn't like? I didn't like Chris. I liked Chris in all his previous incarnations. Resident Evil 5 made me dislike Chris. That is rough. Maybe it's just because he's like super jacked and old commando, but I don't know. I really didn't care for Chris in this game. But I still liked Resident Evil 5, and it still makes it on my top 5. No pun intended. Coming in at number 4, and quite possibly the best FPS that I've played in a long time, because I don't like first person shooters. I really dislike first person shooters because they're all the same to me. But this game has been the first person shooter in a long time that I have sit down and thoroughly enjoyed. Let me just tell you, this game blew me away with its atmosphere, with its design, and with its approach. What am I talking about? None other than Bioshock. I heard about all this hype about this game. People were saying, "Oh, this game is awesome. The art direction is great. The atmosphere is great. The game control is great." I'm like, really? It can't be that great. I picked it up. It was that great. If I had to pick between the 2 Bioshocks, I'm going to pick Bioshock 1. Although, unlike a lot of people, I thought Bioshock 2 was still good. It was a lot of the same, but it was still good same. But Bioshock, I loved it. Again, it has that 50s feel to it, same as Fallout 3. I would go around with my wrench. Wrench was my weapon. That was my baby. But great gameplay, great atmosphere. The atmosphere is really what makes this game what it is. The art direction was good. The story was very good. This game blew me away. I think out of all the games on the list, it's probably the one that blew me away the most. But really fun game. Really enjoyed it. It's really worth picking up. Bioshock. Moving on. Coming in at number 3 would be a fighting game, and it would be none other than Mortal Kombat. I won't talk too much about Mortal Kombat because I've talked about it to death. But Mortal Kombat really was quintessentially one of the best fighting games in the past couple years, maybe even decade. Um, Samurai Showdown will always be my favorite fighting game series, but Mortal Kombat will come in at number two, and it really needed a breath of life in this broad. I said tight gameplay a lot in this video, but this has the tightest gameplay. Everyone plays very nicely. The characters are for the most part balanced. There are a few cheap characters here and there. I'm looking at you, Jade. I'm looking at you. There's a few others like Liu Kang is pretty. Is it Liu Kang? No, Kung Lao is pretty. Before they brought in that patch, Kung Lao was pretty broken too. Personally, I play with these characters. Scorpion's my best. Gotta play with Scorpion, and I love playing with Scorpion. I was, other than my friend Matt, I could take out anyone with Scorpion. Quan Chi and Noob Saibot are my other two that I love playing. Ule, ule, and the hua for new Cybot. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. The running tackle. I like teleporters. And I also play with some other characters, but those are my main three. Scorpion being my best. But yeah, Mortal Kombat, really good game. I'm looking forward to the next one. Okay, we're coming to the final two. Um, the pick that I have for number two might wiggle some people the wrong way. But coming at number two is a Batman game, but it's not Batman Arkham City. Actually, it's Batman Arkham Asylum. Yes, I did enjoy Arkham Asylum more than I enjoyed Arkham City. Andrew, how dare you? Arkham City is gold. Arkham City is great, and it really did improve on everything that Arkham Asylum had. But I enjoyed Arkham Asylum more. I thought the atmosphere was better in Arkham Asylum, being trapped in this asylum. I thought it was more logical than Arkham City. I thought the story was handled a lot better. It wasn't so convoluted and trying to fit every single villain in there. Um, because they were all in an asylum. It really felt like Batman out on his own doing what he needed to do. He didn't have help. He just went. I mean, Oracle helped him out a little, but he just went and did his job. And it felt like a mystery. It was a good game. Again, I'm not taking anything away from Arkham Asylum because, I mean, Arkham City, because Arkham City is a fantastic game. But if I had to choose between the two, I like Arkham Asylum a lot better. Also, when I was playing Arkham Asylum, I was reading some really dark Batman books like Batman Night Cries and stuff, and this helped with the tone that was being brought on by those dark Batman books, and it really was a amazingly fun game. So, coming at number one as my Xbox 360 game would have to be doing a lot of spinning here, doing a lot of spinning. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. The Assassin's Creed games are quickly becoming my favorite game. Some of my favorite games. They've made it high on my list as my favorite video game series. Some of them, no, they're not my favorite. Zelda, Resident Evil, Mario, Pokemon, those things are still ahead of Assassin's Creed. But Assassin's Creed has risen pretty far in my favorite video game series. And while I did love 2 to death, and I thought 1 and 4 or 1 and Revelations were good, I felt as though the pinnacle of Assassin's Creed and the best of the Assassin's Creeds was Brotherhood. It didn't feel quite repetitive yet as Revelations did. It had, I think, the most beautiful world, along with Assassin's Creed 2 had a great looking world too, but a beautiful world, good story, great character development for Ezio, and it introduced the Brotherhood mechanic, which I thought was very nicely done. Um, I can't really say too much more about this other than I love this game. I thought it was a great game, and I thought it was a game that everyone should pick up. Period. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, my favorite Xbox 360 game. Period. So as far as I know, that's it for Video Game Week or Video Game Showdown. Unless you guys ask for me to continue this, I'm going to stop it here. But if you guys want me to do another week, just let me know. I have some ideas. Maybe I might do them. Maybe I might not. Who knows? So with that said, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you for watching. This is Andrew. And wait, as always, I would love to hear your opinions. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.